Cheneme Bami, TVC News, Mina.
Well, we'll now move outside our shores to the United States, where the 60th United States presidential inauguration will take place on Monday, January 20th, as is tradition. United States President Joe Biden will leave the White House, and for the first time since Grover Cleveland in 1893, a former president will return to serve a non-consecutive term. Donald Trump's inauguration will confirm him as the 47th president of the United States, in addition to being the 45th from 2017 to 2021. While the Vice President-elect, J.D. Vance, will also take the oath of office, joining Trump on stage to officially begin their new administration. Donald Trump and his Republican Party have an ambitious agenda and control of U.S. Congress. Mr. Trump has said he will make heads spin as he moves full speed ahead after his inauguration on the 20th of January, and his team has said to expect a flurry of executive orders out of the Oval Office in the first week. Well, policy experts and lawyers are already drafting those orders as part of the administration's transition. Well, let's get more perspectives on this as I'm being joined by Global Affairs analyst Ejike Okpa. Good to have you, and he joins me now from Dallas, Texas. So let's get your perspectives on this now. With Donald Trump set to take office on Monday, let's not forget about some of his policy proposals, which now include plans to prohibit undocumented immigrants from receiving any benefits, and of course, the United States leaving the Paris Climate Accord and massively scaling up oil and gas production, among other policies now targeted at making America great again. What do you make of this?
Well, thank you for having me. I think that's what we voted him for, and that's what we expect him to do. So, yeah, it's no thinking twice about this. We witnessed Joe Biden 4 years, and we're happy he's leaving office. He will never get back to that office because, he's not at the age or the mental ability to run for anything again. But, that's just by the way. So tomorrow we see President Trump, like you said in your introduction, coming back the second time in the history of America. A president is coming to do such a thing. And it's good because if he had won the second time, the first time he was there, it would have been a lame duck president. But now he's coming back more invigorated, what we consider, I would say, in America, new and improved. Having watched, what Biden has done and where America was, sliding to. So he's coming back this time. Hopefully he's going to arrest that slide so we can be back to where we want to be, and that is control immigration. Trump doesn't say don't come to America. He rather says come to America legally. I think when you come to America or any country legally, you are in a position to avail yourself the opportunities those countries offer, as opposed to breaking into any country. Nobody wants their home. Your country is your home. Nobody wants anybody to break into your home. And so that's what it is. As to drilling, baby drill, we want to produce the resources we have, and we want to produce it with all kinds of, regulations so that we do it efficiently. But I don't think America needs to depend on other countries to buy the resources we already have. So we're going to drill and we're going to produce. We want to be energy independent, because the last time we was there, we were paying gas for less than $2 a gallon. But, with Biden, they were almost paying $4 for the same grade of gasoline. So these are the things Americans want. And then we want to eliminate a lot of the waste in our government. If you are tuned into public financing, there's a 15% redundancy in any $1 billion budget. That's $150 million. So if you can eliminate or reduce that redundancy to where it is 0 to 5%, you're saving at least $100 million in what would have been a waste. And that's what we want to see happen. So, I'm excited. I'm a Republican. I knew he was going to win, and thank God he won, because it would have been worse if, Kamala Harris had made it to that position. So come tomorrow, we'll see what happens. The excitement about the inauguration is what it is. It's
absolutely. I want to take you up on something you mentioned, talking about the president, Donald Trump, talking about drill, baby, drill. The concern here is the global carbon emissions rising on a daily, and this is perhaps the hottest year on record, according to the United Nations. Don't you worry that perhaps drilling more oil isn't the best way to go. If at all the president or Donald Trump insists on energy efficiency for the United States, don't you think more options perhaps could be better to leave the United States back in the Paris Climate Accord?
No, I think the technology has improved in drilling, hydrocarbon. And I'm a subscriber. I don't believe in climate change. We have climate conditions. Since men have existed on Earth, the Earth is capable of taking care of itself. There's nothing we can do to overturn this Earth. So what I want to see happen is more efficient way of drilling. I mean, it's not just the oil, the gasoline that is produced from the crude. There are other products. There are other byproducts that comes out of it. So if you shut that down, then we're not going to have access to those other products. And I don't think America should take any sort of cue or any sort of guidance from UN or any other accord. We are an independent nation. Other countries should be independent. You should sign on to agreements that makes your country succeed and don't have to behold to the guidance of organizations like UN. Yes, we are in a global village, but we're not in a global country. Every country still has rules and regulations. And I believe the climate change people, they have voodoo science. They want to scare people. And I'm happy that Trump is going to pull out of that Paris Accord. The carbon thing that everybody's crazy about, he hasn't. I just came back from China. China is doing a great thing about their own country. So everybody should do something for their country and not wait for UN or, in fact, the World Trade Organization too. America should get out of it.
And that's where we have to leave it. Thank you so much, Mr. Ejike.
I want to see what happens once.
We appreciate your insights on the news at this time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.